Good morning, or good should say good day, everyone, especially my little owl friends in preschool. Today I thought I'd continue on with Earth Day, and you can see I put my poster up there because every day is Earth Day. And this is a little story, just a quick one, about if a tree could talk. Have you ever thought about that? If a tree could talk. Let's look at it. If a tree could talk, the words are by, in other words, it's written, the author is Roseanne Luxar Williams, and it's illustrated. This one drew the pictures, the illustrator, Mary Thelman. If a tree could talk. If a tree could talk. Nice pictures, aren't they? I have to hold it back a little bit this way so you can see it. If a tree could talk, what would it say? What do you think a tree would say? There's our tree. Lots of yellow trees too. There's a wood chopper and a rabbit. Looks like a kid's. They're in a play. Don't chop me down. Just walk away. Oh, look at this one. See a river, animals, fish. There's a raccoon. If a river could talk, what would it say? Don't dump your trash. Throw it away. This book has got good advice. Don't dump your trash on the ground. Throw it away. Don't cut down the tree for just cutting it down for fun. Oh, this is our animal page. Lots of animals. If animals could talk, what would they say? What would they say? Help us to live, we wish to stay. Oh, look at this. This looks like the earth. If the earth could talk, what would it say? What would earth say? Make every day Earth Day. And on the earth it says, we love planet Earth. Oh, I love planet Earth, don't you? Make every day Earth Day. Well, I think every day should be Earth Day. I think that's good advice for us. When I was young, your age, there was no such thing as Earth Day. There was a holiday called Arbor Day, and Arbor Day still exists. It's on the 26th day of April. So, in celebration of Arbor Day, which they really combined Arbor Day and Earth Day as one because trees are a part of our earth. So I thought I would share with you a story about trees. Arbor Day, that's about trees. And when I was young, we used to go on Arbor Day and plant a tree somewhere. Even when I taught school, in the elementary school, we used to every year gather all the children around and plant trees and give them all trees to take home and plant. So this is in honor of Arbor Day, and it's called I Love Trees. It's written by Carl Minster, illustrated by Terry Sorrell. I love trees, and I do love trees. My home has trees, lots of trees. My backyard used to have lots of trees because I used to be right next to the forest. I love trees. Look at him. He's loving that tree, isn't he? Trees, trees, trees. Look at all the trees around. I love trees. Oh, I see the hearts. He does love trees, doesn't he? He's hugging it. Some are big. That is a big one compared to him. Look how small he is next to that tree. Some are tiny. That is right. Some are this little. Bonsai tree. Some are smooth. And I think he's talking about the bark of the tree, part of the tree. It's smooth. And some are spiny. Some trees have needles. A tree that has needles, that's like a Christmas tree, isn't it? They call those needles. And some have leaves. Some have birds. Some have bees. Look at that beehive on the tree. Some have apples. Some have pears. Those are fruit trees, an apple tree and a pear tree. Some have owls. Some have bears. Trees, trees, trees. I love trees. Looks like he's running through the woods there. Lots of kinds of trees. Here's what trees can do. They make boats. You could take a tree and make a boat out of it. They make stables for the animals to live in. They make paper. Did you know paper comes from trees? We turn the tree into paper. They make tables. All kinds of furniture with trees, particularly tables. They make toys. They make beds. Boy, lots of things you can make with trees, right? They make chairs. They make sleds. They make tools. Look at all these tools. They look like they have handles that are made of wood, which is a tree. They make swings. Trees make swings. They make drums. They make lots of things. Let's look at all the things he's got. There's a ladder and a skateboard, a canoe. There's a toy airplane. There's a toboggan sled. There's a birdhouse, all made from trees, wood. Trees, trees, trees. I love trees. Did you know a tree is a plant? It's a plant. It's called a plant. Trees. I'm going to put this back right here. And I brought a poem today. It's called Hug a Tree. Hug a Tree. This is on a big piece of paper, so I'll try to get it so you can see it. We'll try. Hug a tree today. Well, that's a good thing to do on Arbor Day or any day, isn't it? Hug a tree. Why not hug a tree today? Or pat it on its bark. Give a tree a great big squeeze. At home or in the park. So if you don't have one, maybe you'll be out in the park somewhere that you could hug a tree. Find the tree you like the best and stand beneath its shade, if there's any shade on the tree yet, because a lot of them don't have leaves. Stretch your arms around its trunk and hug it until you fade. Imagine the birds that have lived in your tree. Imagine the squirrel in its nest. A tree is a home to all that come, the perfect place to rest. Wow. It goes on. So put your arms around your tree, whether it's short or tall. Hug your tree. You'll feel so good. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. And this poem was written by Susan M. Paraki. And there it is. The bottom of the tree where you could hug. Whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall, hug a tree. That's the advice. Well, I thought today we would use our paper. Oh, did you know, by the way, did you notice my shirt? That's leaves. That's little tree leaves off of a tree. It's a print of it. Those are called ginkgo leaves. I've got my paper, and today I thought I would make trees. Let's see. I'm going to divide my paper into 4 pieces. I'm going to start in the middle of the top. I'm going to go straight down. There's 1/2 and 1/2. Then I'm going to look on the side and find with my eye about the middle of the page. I'm going to go straight across. What letter does that look like? You're right. It's a D. It's a D. It's in 4 pieces. Let's count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know what has 4 things? The seasons. The seasons. And I'm going to start with the season it is right now. I'm going to start with spring. I'm going to draw you one of my trees right out front. Here's the trunk. And then in the tree, I see lots of branches. Lots of branches. And on those branches, I can see just a bit of little green. Now, my tree that's in the backyard, one of them, my oak tree, looks kind of like this. It's got little dots. They're just little balls, buds of the leaf of the tree that's all curled up inside. But then I have trees that are up front that have little flowers on them. Some trees have white flowers, some have pink, some have purple. So, this is a tree, what a tree looks like in spring. Spring. There's my tree in spring. After spring comes another season for trees. Comes another season period. It's called, after spring comes, can you guess? You got it, summer. So I'm going to draw my tree for summer. And now my tree's got nice branches again. Some new branches, some old branches, lots of branches. And in my tree, I will see lots of leaves everywhere. Everywhere. of leaves. It is so full of leaves. In fact, I could draw around it like this. And basically, it's just full of leaves everywhere. That's a tree in summer. Have you got your spring tree and your summer tree? Well, now comes, let's see, spring, summer, now it's fall. That's when we started to school, in the fall. Let's make our tree trunk again. And our branches to our tree. What happens in the fall? Something beautiful happens with the tree. God makes it look so beautiful. What happens in the fall? The leaves begin to turn colors. We will have still green leaves on the tree. There'll be green leaves, but as the season goes along and it gets colder outside, those leaves begin to turn colors. And since I have red, I'll use red. And this tree has red leaves on it. Some trees have orange leaves, some have yellow, some just have brown leaves on them. But they begin to not only turn colors, but they begin to fall off. They fall to the ground. These are some fall leaves, brown leaves. And this is called fall. Who remembers what the college word for fall is? Autumn. You're right. Autumn. There's fall, there's spring, and there's summer, and there's fall. One season to go. We just left that season. What did the trees look like just a little bit ago? We draw a tree again. Put the branches. Draw your branches. Yeah. And there it is. In this season, there's no flowers. There's no leaves. There's just a bare tree. And that tree is in the winter. Winter. It's bare. It's bare. If you look at a branch real close, though, you will see a little tiny bud way on that branch, keeping warm for winter. So there's our 4 seasons of trees. Here's the spring. And trees are just opening up and getting a little green, and some even have flowers on them. Summer, it's full of leaves. Definitely full of leaves. And some, if you have an apple tree, would have apples on it. Then in the fall, the leaves start to turn colors, and they begin to fall off in the fall or autumn. And then there's winter, where there's no leaves but a bare tree, getting ready to wake up to spring again. It goes around and around. The cycle goes around. Well, that's our story about trees. Hey, you've done a good job at drawing them too. Thank you for drawing them with me. That was fun today. Well, as I said, it's Arbor Day on April 26th. You make sure you hug a tree. It's been fun being with you. I'll give you an air hug. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye-bye.